Have a sparkling day, dear children. Today from your Standard 7 Physical Science Term 1, let's discuss the book back answers of Unit 3, Matter Around Us. From your book, let's first solve the evaluation part. Choose the appropriate answer. First topic, first question. Which of the following is an example of metal? Iron. Second one, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur are examples of which of the following? Non-metals. Third one, which of the following is a short and scientific way of representing one molecule of an element or compound? One molecule, shortest representation is using chemical formula. Fourth one, the metal which is a liquid at room temperature is mercury. Fifth one, an element which is always lustrous, malleable and ductile are metals. Second topic, fill in the blanks. First question, the smallest particle of matter that can exist by itself. Smallest particle of matter. Ana அப்படினா atoms ன்னு வரும். Ana that can exist by itself அப்படினா answer is molecules. Molecules is the correct answer. Second one, a compound containing one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen is one atom of carbon and two atom of oxygen is carbon dioxide. Third one, dash is the only non-metal that conducts electricity. Electricity conduct பண்ற ஒரே non-metal, it is graphite. Fourth one, elements are made up of dash kinds of atoms, same kind of atoms or similar kind of atoms. Fifth one, dash of some elements are derived from Latin or Greek names of elements. Symbols. Sixth one, there are dash number of known elements, 118 number of known elements. Seventh one, the elements are the dash form of pure substance, simplest form of pure substance. Eighth one, the first letter of the element always written in capital letter. So element or the first letter, two letters are there. Appadina, for example, iron, first letter F capital, E small. So first letter will always be in capital. Ninth one, molecule containing more than 3 atoms are known as polyatomic molecules. Tenth one, dash is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. Abundant na exists in large quantities. It is nitrogen. Third topic, fill in the blanks. First one, mercury is liquid at room temperature. Oxygen room temperature la eppadi irukum? Gas at room temperature. Second one, non-metals conducting electricity. Graphite. Metal conducting electricity, all the metals will conduct electricity. Copper example. Third one, elements combine to form compounds. These compounds can be split into elements. Fourth one, atoms are the fundamental particle of element. Element or a fundamental particle atom. Compound or a fundamental particle molecules. Fourth topic, true or false. False statement correct panni write pannu. First one, two different elements may have similar atoms. False. ரெண்டு different ஆன elementsக்கு different ஆன atoms இருக்கலாம். Second one, compounds and elements are pure substance. True. Third one, atoms cannot exist alone. They can only exist as group called molecules. True. Fourth one, NaCl represent one molecule of sodium chloride. True. Fifth one, argon is monoatomic gas. True. Now let's discuss the question answers. First question, answer in brief. Question 1, write the chemical formula and the name of element present in the following compounds. Enna compound? Sodium chloride, potassium hydroxide, carbon dioxide, calcium oxide and sulfur dioxide. So write 3 columns. First one is the name of the compound, next one is the chemical formula and last one is the elements present. Sodium chloride la chemical formula NaCl. Enna elements irukku? Sodium Na and chlorine Cl. Potassium hydroxide la KOH chemical formula. Enna elements? Potassium K, oxygen O, hydrogen H. Carbon dioxide la CO2 chemical formula. Elements are carbon and oxygen. Calcium oxide la chemical formula is CaO. calcium Ca, oxygen O2. It is Ca, oxygen O2. Sulfur dioxide la SO2 chemical formula, sulfur S, oxygen O2. Second one, there are some chemical symbols, representation of atoms are given. You have to find whether it belongs to molecule of element or molecule of compound. Similar atoms combine together to form molecules of elements. Different atoms combine to form molecule of compound. So it is element and different atoms combine to form molecules of compound. So the answer is O and O, O2 that forms molecule of element, CO2 molecule of compound, N2 molecule of element, NaCl molecule of compound. Third one, what do you understand by the chemical formula of compound? Write its significance. First point, a chemical formula is a symbolic representation of one molecule of an element or compound. Second point, it provides information about the element present in the molecule and the number of atoms of each element. The chemical formula tells us the type of atoms and the number of each type of atom in one molecule of substance. Fourth one, define the following terms with example of each. What is the element? Define element, compound, metal, non-metal and metalloids. First one, element. It is a substance that cannot be broken down into simpler substance by chemical means. Example, oxygen, hydrogen, gold and helium. Compound. A compound is a pure substance that is formed when atom of two or more elements combine chemically in definite proportion. Example, H2O, NaCl. Metal. A chemical element that is an effective conductor of electricity and heat can be defined as a metal. Example, copper, iron, silver, etc. Non-metals. A non-metal is an element that does not have the characteristics of metal. They are dull, non-lustrous, shining irkadu, soft, non-bendable. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Example, carbon, iodine, bromine, graphite. Except graphite, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Metalloid. Metalloid is a chemical element that exhibits some property of metal and some properties of non-metals. Metalloids are generally semiconductors. Example, silicon, arsenic, antimony, boron. Your next question, fifth question. Write the symbol of the following elements and classify them as solid, liquid and gas. So there are some elements given: aluminium, carbon, chlorine, mercury, hydrogen and helium. You have to separate into three columns. First write the elements, then the symbol and then the classification, whether it is solid, liquid or gas. Aluminium, symbol is Al, it is a solid. Carbon, symbol C, it is a solid. Chlorine, Cl, it's a gas. Mercury, Hg, it's a liquid. Hydrogen, H, it's a gas. Helium, He, it's a gas. Sixth one, classify the following as metals and non-metals and metalloids. So first one is sodium, it's a metal. Second one, bismuth, it's also a metal. Silver, metal. Nitrogen, non-metal. Silicon, metalloid. Carbon, non-metal. Chlorine, non-metal. Iron is a metal. Copper is also a metal. The only non-metal given here is silicon, metalloid. Classify the following as elements and compounds. So water is a compound, common salt is a compound, sugar is a compound, carbon dioxide is also a compound, iodine and lithium are elements. Eighth one, write the chemical formula for the following elements. It's very easy. The elements are hydrogen H, nitrogen N, ozone O3, sulfur S. Ninth one, what are elements? What are they made up of? Give two examples. So first point, elements are chemically the simplest substance and hence cannot be broken down using chemical reaction. It is made up of entirely one type of atom. Example, hydrogen, oxygen, is made from atoms containing a single proton and single electron. So define molecule. Your next question, 10th question. Molecule is the smallest particle of matter that can exist by its own. When an atom combines with another atom and forms a compound, it's called a molecule. A molecule is made up of 2 or more atoms chemically combined. 11th one. What are compounds? Give 2 examples. A compound is a pure substance that is formed when atoms of 2 or more elements combine chemically in definite proportion. Example, H2O, NaCl. 12th one. Give an example for elements derived from the Latin names. Separated into 3 columns. First is the elements, next is the Latin name, and last is their symbol. First element is copper. It's called cuprum. Its Latin name is cuprum. Its symbol is Cu. Next is lead. Its Latin name is plumbum. Its symbol is Pb. Next element is potassium. Its Latin name is kalium. Its symbol is K. Iron, ferrum, Fe. Mercury, hydrargyrum, Hg. Sodium, its Latin name is natrium. Symbol is Na. Next, we will see about the next topic, answer in detail. Here, 2 questions. We have the same answer for two detailed answers. So, first one is the differentiate metal and non-metal and list some comparative properties of metals and non-metals. Give 3 examples for each. Both are, you have the same answer for both. First one, metals. Metals are lustrous, they have a shiny surface. Non-metals are non-lustrous, they have a non-shiny surface. Second point, metals are generally hard, here non-metals are generally soft. Metals, most metals are bendable, non-metals are non-bendable. Most metals can be bent, beaten into sheets, and it can be drawn into wires. So, non-metals are non-ductile. Next point is most metals are good conductor of electricity, non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Most metals are good conductor of heat, non-metals are bad conductor of heat. Most metals are making ringing sound when struck, hence they are used for making objects like bells. Non-metals does not make any sound when they are struck. Example for metals are copper, iron, zinc, gold, steel, calcium. Non-metals are carbon, sulfur, bromine, graphite. Your second question. The second and fifth question, you have the same answer. So, explain the characteristics of compounds or write any 5 characteristics of compounds. You have the same answer. First point, a compound is formed only when constituent elements combine in fixed proportion. Second point, the properties of compounds are different from those of its constituent element. Third point, a compound cannot be broken down by physical methods. Fourth point, this is because a compound is made up of different elements that are chemically combined. For example, sodium chloride cannot be separated by physical methods such as filtration. Fifth point, a compound can be separated into its constituent elements only by chemical methods. Your third detail, describe the different ways in which we can write the symbol of elements. Give appropriate example. Answers. The following rules are followed while assigning a symbol to element. First point, the chemical symbol usually consists of 1 or 2 letters. Second point, the symbols of most elements correspond to the first letter, which is capitalized of their English name. For example, the symbol of oxygen is O and that for hydrogen is H, which is also capitalized. Third point, when there is more than one element that begins with the same letter, their symbols can take 2 letters. The first letter is capitalized while the second letter is a lowercase. For example, the name of both hydrogen and helium begins with H. So, hydrogen is represented by the symbol H and helium is by the symbol He. We will see some example for that. Elements with their symbols. Hydrogen is represented as H, fluorine as F, aluminium is Al, argon Ar, phosphorus P, sulfur S, chromium Cr and cobalt is Co. Your fourth one, answer in detail, difference between elements and compound. So to draw two tabulations, one for elements and another for compound. An element is the simplest substance. A compound is a chemical substance formed by the combination of two or more elements. Elements combine to form compounds. Compounds can be split into elements. Here a compound is a chemical substance formed by the combination of two or more elements varadukana. Here it is two or more atoms. So write it as atoms. So elements combine to form compounds. Compounds can be split into elements. Atoms are the fundamental particle of element. Molecules are the fundamental particle of matter. Seventh one, write down the properties of metalloid. Properties of metalloid. First point, the metalloids usually look like metals but behave largely like non-metals. Second point, physically they are shiny, brittle, solid with intermediate to relatively good electrical conductivity. So these are semiconductors. Third point, they can form alloys with metals. Fourth point, most of their physical and chemical properties are intermediate in nature. They are semiconductors. Fifth point, all are solids at room temperature. Example, germanium, boron, antimony and silicon. Your seventh topic, rewrite the sentence in correct form. Question, elements contain two or more kinds of atoms. Elements two or more kinds of atoms irukku, or compounds contain only one kind of atoms. So apdiye idha maati eludunga. Compounds contain two or more kind of atom and elements contain only one kind of atoms. Higher order thinking. First question, list the metals, non-metals, metalloids which are used in your house and school. Compare their properties. Metals and their uses in our house and school. First point, for metals, magnesium is used in laboratory as magnesium ribbon. Second point, copper is used as cooking utensils. Third point, zinc is mainly used as protective coat for iron in our school and house gates. Fourth point, aluminium is used as cooking utensils and electrical cables which are used in our schools and houses. Fifth point, iron and steel are widely used in construction of house and school. Sixth point, sodium is used as a table salt for flavoring and preserving food. 7 point, coins are made up of nickel. Lead is used in car batteries. Lead based alloys find extensive use in printing. About non-metals found in our school and houses. First point, oxygen is essential for breathing. It is used as oxidizing agent in laboratory. Chlorine is used for purifying water. Graphite is used in pencil leads. Carbon is used as fuel. Bromine is used in dyes. Iodine is used in laboratory to test starch. Next we will see about metalloids and their uses in houses and schools. Silicon is used in glass items. Antimony is used in optic disc. Tellurium is used in solar cells. Boron is used in washing powders. Germanium is used to make transistors which are used in laboratory in electrical devices. Next we will see about the second question. A boy named Akash noticed that the metal latch on the gate was difficult to open during the hot sunny days. However, the same latch was not difficult to open at night. Akash observed that the latch and the gate are exposed to sun during the day. Formulate a hypothesis based on the information provided. B. Briefly state how you could test the hypothesis stated in A. So your answer is, there is a boy called Akash. He found that metal latch வந்து sunny time, summer daysல sunny time அப்போ ரொம்பவே ஹார்டாக இருக்குது, latch போட முடியல. You have to find the reason why it happens. So solids, A topic explain பண்ணுறது. Solids like iron expand on heating and contract on cooling. This causes the volume of matter to increase during heating or expansion. to increase during heating or expansion. The mass of matter does not change. அதோட வால்யூம் மட்டும்தான் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுது, மாஸ் அப்படியே தான் இருக்குது. B, இது எப்படி நடக்குதுன்னா, during heating the distance between the particles of iron latch change. And iron latch, the distance between the iron particle increases when they gain enough heat. So during hot days the latch on the gate was difficult to open. At night, because of cooling, the distance between the particle decreases. So at night time it was not difficult to open the latch on the gate. Your third question of higher order thinking. What changes takes place in the movement on arrangement of particles during heating process? Heating process அப்போ particles ஓட state வந்து எப்படி மாறுது? When the substance is heated, its internal energy increases. அதோட energy increase ஆகுது, அதனால நிறைய vibrate ஆகுது. The movement of its particle increases. Second point, bonds between the particles break. அதோட attractive bonds வந்து break ஆகுது when a substance melts or evaporates. This causes the volume of matter to increase. Third point, the closeness or the arrangement and motion of the particle in a substance change when it changes state. But the size of the particle remain the same. That is, mass of the matter does not change, only the volume increases or decreases. Fourth one, in the diagram below, circle the square and triangle. Circle, square and triangle represent the atom of different elements. So you have to find a molecule of compound. Compound na different type of atoms combined together. Molecule of element na same type of atoms combined together. Molecule of element consisting of 3 atoms. Element with 3 atoms na similar irukra mari. So you have to draw all these. So in this, which represents the molecule of compound? Compound அப்படினா made up of different type of atoms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are totally 7 molecules of compound. You have to draw the symbols and write 7. So how many number of molecules of elements are there? See the circled one. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Just 4 molecules of elements are there. The remaining molecule of element consisting of 3 atoms, which are made up of just 3 atoms. 1, 2, 3. So here a molecule of an element consisting of 2 atoms, only 4, and molecule of element consisting of 3 atoms is 3. Your last assertion and reason type question. First statement, oxygen is a compound. Second statement, oxygen cannot be broken down into anything simpler. So A option is the correct one. Both statement and options are correct. Statement 1 and 2 are true. Statement 2 correctly explains the statement 1. Oxygen வந்து அதுக்கு மேல break பண்ண முடியாது. So oxygen is a compound. Oxygen is an element actually. It's not a compound. Second one, hydrogen is an element. Hydrogen cannot be broken down into anything simpler. So hydrogen is an element. It is true. Hydrogen adukku mela break panna mudiyadhu. So A option is the correct one. D, air is a compound. No, false. Air is a mixture. Air consists of carbon dioxide. No, air consists of oxygen, nitrogen, argon, all the many components. So it's a false. Both statements are false. D option is right. Next one, air is a mixture of elements only. Only nitrogen, oxygen and neon gas exist in air. It's true. So both it's true. Air is a mixture. A. D, mercury is solid in room temperature. Mercury is non-metal. D option, both are false. Mercury is the only liquid which is at room temperature. Mercury is the metal. So that will be your correct answer. So thank you. Have a great day.